It's always wild and sad to me that we live in a time where no matter how vile the actions that you witness are, there will be people that will fight to defend them tooth and nail, as if their life depends on it. And these aren't actions that have any justifiable explanation, just truly evil things that are 100% confirmed real with video evidence backing it up as well as confessions, and yet still, there are people, brain rot little worms, jumping through these hoops, performing the most outrageous mental gymnastics that would put Cirque du Soleil to shame in order to somehow spin it as a good thing and that everyone else is wrong for criticizing it. This phenomenon has never been more infuriating than today, with the Dalai Lama situation. For those that don't know, the Dalai Lama recently, and there is a video showcasing all of this, I won't be playing any of it for obvious reason, you'll understand once I explain it. He had a child up on stage. He then kisses that young boy on the lips, the full-blown Tom Brady experience. But unlike Brady, this is not the Dalai Lama's kid. And he's also not done. He then says, "And suck my tongue." And he sticks his tongue out and then puts his tongue right in the face of that young boy and holds it there for a moment, like he was waiting to see if the kid would suck on it, like he's trying to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. And then when the kid doesn't, he then leans back and he starts giving a big hearty belly laugh like fucking Santa Claus on, on his sleigh, like, ah ha 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 ha, trying to play it off like he was just kidding. It was just a prank bro energy. And it's fucking disgusting. Obviously, I'm not going to show the video, but there is a video showing all of this. And somehow people are actually defending his actions. Now, I'm sure most of you know who the Dalai Lama is. You may even know him as His Holiness, though after this I imagine a lot of people will call him His Horniness, because this shit is fucking foul. So, like, I just don't understand, and we're going to get to his apology in a moment, but let's just break it down to the very immutable facts. He kisses a child on the lips that is not his kid, which I think is just a full stop fucking weird thing to do. Maybe, like, it's a cultural thing where that's more normal elsewhere, but even still, I find it very fucking odd. Especially with the way that he does it. The kid is pretty reluctant. He doesn't want to, but the Dalai Lama takes his, like, hand under his chin, pushes his head up, and then kisses him on the lips. It's like a fucking scene out of Twilight, or like some kind of really uncomfortable anime moment. Like, it's so gross. But what's indefensible, 100% indefensible, is him then sticking his tongue out and telling that child to suck on his tongue. So then he's got his wrinkly old tongue that he's hanging out like a dog who's panting after running around, and then he just wiggles it on up in there, right into that child's face, and holds it steady, waiting. Now here's the official statement from the Dalai Lama and his team on his Twitter, which I didn't even know he had a Twitter. That's already kind of fucking wild that the Dalai Lama Twitter's got like 19 million followers and all that. But anyway, it says, "A video clip has been circulating that shows a recent meeting when a young boy asked His Holiness the Dalai Lama if he could give him a hug. His Holiness wishes to apologize to the boy and his family, as well as his many friends across the world, for the hurt his words may have caused. His Holiness often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way, even in public and before cameras. He regrets the incident." So that kid wanted a hug, and he gambled and lost. He got a lot more than a hug out of this interaction. He got fucking trauma from it, no doubt. So let's break that down. They are unironically using the, "it was just a joke. He was just kidding." Well, like, what's the fucking joke? He was only pretending to be a pedophile and a predator? Like, I don't understand what the joke is. If that kid sucked his tongue, if he actually did suck his tongue, then what? Like, would the Dalai Lama be like, "Haha, dude, you sucked my tongue, haha, oh, you little rascal, you idiot, you fell for my joke, pranked, fucking pranked, welcome to TikTok." Like, this makes no sense. This isn't a joke at all. Kissing a boy on the lips and then telling him to suck your tongue? What? That's like the worst true combo joke ever told, ever. If you wanted to make a joke in an innocent and playful way, why not stick to the classics like pull my finger and then you shit your pants when they pull your finger? Like, this is stupid. This is the worst defense I've ever seen. Actually trying "it was just a prank, bro." But what makes it even stupider is the fact that there are people, granted not the majority of people, but there is a not small amount of people that are defending it, saying like, "you guys just don't understand his sense of humor. This is ridiculous. Everyone's overreacting or it's out of context." Like, holy shit, the amount of stupid juice that must be being pumped into the water supply is getting to dangerous levels to actually start justifying open pedophilia and predator behavior like this. This is fucking gross. People are actually saying that he was clearly just kidding. Let's assume that you really believe that. Would you be okay if he did that to your kid? If, like out in public, right? If a stranger comes up to you and kisses your boy on the lips, and then he's like, I was just kidding, bro. Let him suck my tongue real quick, as part of the joke. Would you be like okay with it and fist bump the guy and be like, oh, that's a fucking great joke, bro? I doubt it. I fucking doubt it. So why is the Dalai Lama getting a pass? The action is still the same. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely disgusting. And to go even further, there's a lot of people that are using one defense in particular, saying that it's a greeting. He was using the kissing on the lips and the tongue sticking out thing as part of a greeting. Let's run with that idea for a moment. Does the greeting then extend to sticking that tongue in the child's face and telling him to suck it? Is that part of the greeting as well, like a secret handshake? I don't think so. I've never seen that before. Like, I highly doubt it. This isn't action that has any justification for it whatsoever. Full stop. There is nothing anyone can ever say that would justify what the Dalai Lama did to that child on stage. It's fucking disgusting and it's inexcusable. And I'm really tired of seeing people try and argue that it's okay. Like, there's nothing about that that should even remotely be, like, normalized or encouraged or written off as just a joke or goofing around. And honestly, this little apology that they whipped up in the Notes app in, like, 5 minutes here is making me even more concerned for how long this behavior must have been going on for, because they're writing it off as just, the Dalai Lama being the Dalai Lama, he's a little quirky, he likes to tease, even in front of the cameras in public. Well, what the fuck does he do in private then? Like, holy shit, if this is something that they're trying to just say, it's like, it's just, part of what he does, you guys just don't really get his sense of humor, like, holy shit, what kind of awful things must be going on in private? A lot of people raise that point as well, like, damn, if he's willing to do this in public and then say, like, it's just, him being him, like, my god, it must be even worse in private. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to talk about this whole situation a little bit. That's about it. So yeah. I feel the need to apologize in advance for this, but I cannot help myself. I have to show you this and talk about it. This is a full-blown Jesus wept situation. This is one of those degenerate acts that the Lord up in heaven turns his head away from in shame with tears in his eyes. Matt sent me this earlier today. I can't even believe this is a real sentence I'm going to say. There's a villain on the loose in Washington, D.C. right now, a true menace to society, a maniac on the loose. And a Reddit user caught them in 4K on camera where they put a cucumber in the grill of their vehicle, an innocent civilian's vehicle. This dude comes up, puts a cucumber in the grill, and then fucks himself with it. I'll show you some of the footage here, and I gotta tell you, it seems premeditated. I don't think this is his first rodeo here. Also, according to some people in the comments, they actually recognized his MO. Apparently, he's done this cucumber butt fucking across Washington before. So anyway, this guy comes over, and he sticks the cucumber in the grill of that car, like Neil Armstrong planting the American flag on the moon. He also appears to be a master magician because that sleight of hand was impressive. I didn't even see the cucumber in his hand at any point until he reached the vehicle. It's like he just spawned it in, just conjured the cucumber out of thin air. So he makes sure that it's firmly planted in there like Excalibur into the stone. And also the Reddit user gave a brief explanation for why there's like a hole in that fence. According to the lore, 3 kids crashed a stolen car into their fence last week, which created this hole, which the Cucumber Crusader used to get access to the vehicle. I can hear that Nissan Rogue crying out in agony right now. He is sexually assaulting this poor Nissan here. In broad daylight, too. Like, he looks around once just to check if anyone's watching, and then just goes for it. It wasn't exactly the most thorough sweep of the area, but who knows, maybe he's on a 3 cucumber ass streak, so he's got a UAV online, so he knew it was clear. He knew the coast was clear. So he just starts bouncing on it for a while, and then a car comes by. But he had like a spidey sense that was tingling, so before the car turned the corner, he must have heard it, I suppose. So he stops riding the cucumber. So he gets off the mechanical bull here and waits for the car to pass. He looks so annoyed that this car is passing through, like, come on, man, really? This is private property. Can't you see I'm busy? Go on, scram, get out of here. I got business to tend to. He pops the cucumber out of the car, at least most of it, according to the Reddit post. 2/3 or so was left in the grill of the car. That is a big-ass cucumber. Emphasis on ass cucumber. Like, that shit is the size of Kevin from SpongeBob. And also, it doesn't seem like he lubricated it either. At no point does he, like, spit on it or anything. He just raw dogs the cucumber on the grill of this Nissan. I don't know how he didn't tear his entire butthole off by taking a cucumber dry up the pooper. That is craziness. So anyway, though, he's all disappointed now that his session was interrupted, so he takes his trusty steed, walks back over to his lunchbox, puts out his cigarette, and then we go into phase 2 of the boss battle. He drops his trousers again, and this time he just starts shoving the cucumber in his ass while he's like somewhat bent over. I can't show you any footage of that one, obviously, but you know, he doesn't even need the cars anymore. He's done with props. He cracks his knuckles and says, "Fine, I'll do it myself." This whole video is unhinged, but perhaps the most insane part about it is something I can't show you because his ass is out. But when he finishes plungering his asshole, he puts the cucumber back in his lunchbox. Dude just drops a stinky poo-cumber into his lunchbox and then walks away with it. It's like an ambiguous open ending to Inception here, where you, the viewer, get to decide what he did with it next. In my headcanon, he just goes and eats it. Like, I feel like he probably ate that ass pickle. But it's also equally possible that, you know, he takes his sidekick to another car, and the cycle repeats itself again with him ass blasting himself on the hood of another person's vehicle. By far, the most degenerate thing I've seen this year. I think I can safely say that. Now, this story has somewhat blown up, at least in Washington. It's been picked up by quite a few outlets. And the location where this act happened is right next to a school. And I mean right next to a school. Like, you could actually shoot a spitball and probably hit it from the place where this guy stuck a cucumber in his butt. This area is apparently used by students pretty often. Like, they walk down that alley to get to school. A lot of people go down this area. It's a high traffic zone. And this dude did that there. It is so fucking gross. This whole thing is so disgusting. But yeah, I just had to talk about this a little bit. If you live in the Washington, D.C. area, sleep in fear. Maybe, you know, like, booby-trap the grill of your car just in case he happens to roll through and your car piques his interest. You know, maybe like some barbed wire a little bit on the front of the grill or something. I'm not really sure how to stop it, but good luck out there. As of right now, he's still at large. So, yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. I've recently been on a streak of sharing good news with all of you. Positive, silly, or wholesome things. But just like my wrist when I was 15 playing in a wiffle ball game, it's time to break it. I have to share this story here. The streak is coming to an end. How many of you know the name Christopher Schultz? I imagine not that many of you, unless maybe you see him in the comments section on Pornhub or something. He is a deplorable degenerate, worst dad of the year. Earlier this year, he killed his 2-year-old daughter by leaving her in a hot car. 109 degrees. She was left in the car for 3 hours, so he could go inside and do some online shopping and watch porn. And also played some video games, no doubt bottom fragging in whatever game he was playing, and for 3 hours, he left his daughter in the car to die.
So I'm being treated like a murderer?
No.
I just lost my...
Not at all. I know that. And I know this isn't easy for you. That's why I'm trying to be straightforward and honest with you, okay?
Not the most convincing performance with these crocodile tears he tried to squeak out. His eyes couldn't really get moisturized at all there. So probably not the strongest performer in his high school thespian troupe, but he does look like the kind of guy who still talks about the high school glory days of being an offensive lineman in the state championship. This guy has a history of being a fucking mess and putting his kids in danger.
My whole family, my whole family's gonna be ruined.
We'll be alright. So we can't let you do that right now. We have to stand by with you. Okay? As soon as you can, we will let you know.
You can stay in the room if you want, but I'm gonna talk.
I know this isn't easy for you, but the quicker we get this done and finished up, the sooner you can be with your wife. Alright?
I'm trying to rinse off so I can go to the hospital to be with my wife.
We're not going to shower or anything right now. You need to stand by.
He got over the death of his daughter very fast. Now he's focused on practicing good hygiene, probably for the first time in his life, because this dude is a complete fucking rotten slob. He has a history of being a drunk and also driving while intoxicated, allegedly. It's unknown if he was intoxicated during this moment here. There's no conclusive evidence of it, but just giving it the old eyeball test here, it seems like he is. Like, I'm sniffing it, and it smells like this guy's fucking hammered. Like, the way he can barely keep his eyes open, the way that he's kind of, like, unsteady on his feet, he kind of wobbles a little bit like Oswald Cobblepot. He, to me, seems intoxicated, but of course, I'm not an expert. I didn't come over there and fucking breathalyze him or anything. I'm just telling you what my little peepers are looking at here with the evidence, and that's my impression. He actually looks like a caricature of an alcoholic you'd find in a cartoon. Like he'd be a regular at the Family Guy's Drunken Clam.
I don't understand why.
Okay, that's you. We just need to stand by with you.
I'm standing by. Why can't I take a shower while you stand by? What is...
It's not necessary right now. Okay. I'm not going to stand here and watch you shower. There'll be time for that, but it's not right now, okay?
Now, this happened earlier this year, and his charges have been upgraded to first-degree murder. And the reason for that is, he claimed that he left his daughter in the car because she was sleeping and he didn't want to wake her. But it turns out he has a history of irresponsible and dangerous behavior towards his children, including previously leaving them in cars. And in this case, he said he left the car running, but that he also knew that the car had a safety feature that would turn off the engine after 30 minutes. He said he knew from previous experience. He also tried to claim that he got home at 2 p.m. in order to make it seem like it wasn't that long with her trapped inside the vehicle. But surveillance camera footage confirms he got home at 12:53 p.m., so the girl was in the car for 3 hours. It wasn't until his wife got home at 4 p.m. that her unconscious body was recovered. So his Weasley slimy little story doesn't work, and he openly admits that he knew the car would turn off. Now, they're trying to claim that he forgot the child's in the car, saying, like, you know, this kind of thing happens, people just forget their kid in the car. And I guess that is true, because for as long as I can remember, probably for as long as cars have existed, there have been hundreds and thousands of reports of kids and pets dying in hot vehicles because the people were too stupid to recognize that you shouldn't do that, that that's a bad thing. So yeah, I know that is correct. People do forget their kid in the car sometimes, but that's not a good excuse. That's for the most dangerously moronic of society, and I don't think that that somehow should, you know, be okay. Like, oh, they made a boo-boo, what a mistake, a whoops-a-daisy moment. We can't throw them in jail for that. Yes, you should. That is too stupid to be allowed in society. You are a danger to the people around you for being such a fucking idiot. Like, I think that is not a good defense at all. Even if that is the case. I don't know if he planned to kill his daughter here. There's no way I'd be able to tell. But regardless, his irresponsible, dangerous actions led to her death. That is an irrefutable fact. And he needs to face the harshest possible consequences for that. And there's a lot of messages that confirm that this guy is just a complete fucking menace. You haven't shown me you can stop putting the girls in danger or not treat me badly. Even yesterday, you drove home drunk with 2 minors. I've been asking for 3 years to cut back and it's actually gotten worse. You replaced cocaine with alcohol. He repeatedly put their children in danger over and over again. Also, apparently shoplifted beer 2 or 3 cans at a time. So this guy was just fucking boofing beer cans on his way out, just putting them in his prison wallet and shuffling away, I suppose. And there was also numerous incidents where children were wandering around the neighborhood unsupervised without Schultz knowing they were out of the house. On the day of the child's death, the police gave a timeline. The 2-year-old had been in the car for more than an hour and 10 minutes when Schultz began browsing the internet. A computer search shows over half an hour. He visited a shopping site, then spent 5 minutes watching pornography videos. No one removed the child and tried to save her until her mother came home at around 4:15 p.m. About 3.5 hours after police say surveillance cameras saw Christopher Schultz park the car and walk away. Also, according to his other 2 children, he had got distracted putting food away and playing video games. So that's like the whole timeline here. This disgusting Cro-Magnon made the inexplicable decision to leave his daughter in the car because she was sleeping and didn't want to wake her for whatever reason. Claimed he left the car running, even while knowing that the car would shut off in 30 minutes. Goes inside to do a little shopping, probably picking up a few nipple clamps for himself off Amazon, and then watches 5 minutes of porn, so he must have seen one boobie and busted, and then spent the rest of the time putting food away and playing video games. All the while, his daughter was dying in that car. What a piece of shit. And again, this isn't like a freak accident from this guy. He has a history of this kind of dangerous behavior with his children. And here's another text message to confirm it. On the day the child died, the mother on the way to the hospital with daughter texts him and says, "I told you to stop leaving them in the car. How many times have I told you?" He replied, "Babe, I'm sorry." So he has done this a lot. It's been confirmed by many others that Christopher Schultz left his kids in the car pretty frequently. I'm also going to throw this in here because I found it kind of sad when reading about this. Schultz's wife spoke during his appearance in court where he's pleading not guilty to the charges, and she spoke saying that she wants him back home with their other children to begin the grieving process. She also said he is not a risk to the community. He's a risk to everyone. There is repeated behavior that endangered your children, and it led to the 2-year-old daughter dying. And it was pretty obvious from the body cam footage that there wouldn't be any grieving on the behalf of Christopher Schultz. It doesn't really seem like he cared all that much. How could someone who actually cared about his children constantly drunk drive with them or leave them in hot cars so much that you have told him tons of times to stop doing that? That is not the actions of someone who cares. That is the actions of an evil piece of shit. And it seems like she's going to be sticking by his side, which I just do find sad. I'm not like blaming her or anything, because I understand when you've been with someone for so long, it's very hard to come to terms with something like this happening. But she mentioned how he treats her badly and constantly goes against her advice of keeping the children safe. He did the most irresponsible and dangerous shit with his kids frequently. This is not someone that should ever see the light of day again. Schultz also has a 16-year-old from a previous relationship who spoke out about this, saying that Schultz would leave her alone inside of the car sometimes for hours since she was as young as 7. It makes plenty of sense. Actually, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. Once I had to go sit out in the car for 4 to 5 hours and continuously had to restart the car and had only eaten once that day. Like, this is someone who has no regard for human life outside of his own. He, from what I can tell, and this is me just on the outside looking in, it seems like this guy really viewed children as a burden or a nuisance, so any opportunity he had to, like, distance himself from them, he would take. And that would be leaving them in the car so he'd go inside and watch porn and play games without having children around to bother him or something. That's the impression I get from this. There is no other explanation for this reckless behavior and this endangering of his children. She described that period as a nightmare, saying that it changed her as a person and she'll never be the same as she was before she moved into that house, and that it got so bad in 2021 she tried to take her own life because she didn't want to live with her father. Child Protective Services got involved and Schultz lost custody of her. This man has a complete disregard for the well-being of his children. This is not the case of a good man making one mistake. This is the case of a bad man making tons and tons of mistakes until it costs someone their life. I truly don't believe that this is some kind of forgivable accident, that it just slipped his mind his daughter was still in the car after it had turned off. This is someone that should face the maximum possible sentence here. I don't know if they'll actually get first-degree murder charges to stick on him here. I'm not a fucking lawyer, but I'm sure there will be some charges that will stick in this case, and I hope that it carries a huge, huge prison sentence. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's it. So yeah. Kyo wa watashi no musoko no tanjiobi desu. Kare wa 3 歳の頃から私は彼を見てない。彼は今20歳になる。衝撃はちょうど私の足を取り出した。しかし、私は誕生日パーティーを欠場することを拒否。I won't miss it. I won't miss it. I'll be there. Behind this painted-on smile lies a crushed, soulless man who doesn't deserve to call himself a father. But, fucking my titties, I'm gonna get to this party, and then I can tear back the veil on this daily facade and be truly happy. Open your eyes, folks. Can't you see there's a sniper on the loose? Get out of here, quick. Don't worry about me. I've got a party to get to. And you bet your asshole I'm jumping all over that fucking bounce house. Nurse, really, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just a bruise at most. Nurse, please, you're slowing me down. Nurse, unless you're gonna give me a blowjob, don't slow me down. Excuse me, I'm not a canine. Don't pet under my chin. Fuck, I've been apprehended. She's got gorilla-like grip. I can't break free. No! Surprise me with a dick tickle. Why are you pantsing me in front of all these people? Oh no, please don't do it. Have mercy. No, fuck. My ass cheeks are exposed, damn it. What is that? What is that tool? No, what are you doing? I don't need my temperature taken. I don't need a suppository. Please don't do this. Please. You like my ass cheeks? I know you're taking a nice old look at them. I see you. They're nice ass cheeks. I don't blame you. Please stop fisting my rectum. Please. Ah! This makes Goatsy look like nothing. You haven't defeated me yet. I've still got a few tricks up my sleeve. Suck taint mucus. I've broken free, baby. She'll never catch me now. Don't worry, sport. Daddy's on his way. And he's bringing a big old case of road rash with him. This concrete is giving me the business. All of you watching me crawl without helping me can go fuck yourself. That's very kind of you, sir, but no thank you. I'm not hungry. The only thing I have an appetite for is birthday cake. Get your filthy hands off of me! You're working with the nurse, aren't you? You're in cahoots with her. Why do you insist on stopping me from seeing my son? Although I may be smiling on the outside, I assure you on the inside I'm weeping like a urinal with a broken water flow valve. I was so close to seeing my son, and now all I see is this man's stomach. Stand back, I'm being brave. Stalkers are bad. Just deranged individuals, absolute sick weirdos. And I just learned about a new stalker I didn't know existed until Matt sent me this video where he went to court and immediately just proclaimed he's guilty as charged. It's Caitlin Clark's stalker. And this guy looks like he was biologically engineered to end up as a lunatic stalker. He looks exactly like what you imagine, like that caricature you make in your head, of an obsessed loser.
Morning, Mr. Lewis.
Guilty as
No. Sir, this is initial hearing.
Oh.
We are not. You have a right to remain silent, and I expect you to exercise that. Okay, this is just telling you what the charges are. You do not listen. I'll give you a chance to talk. It's not your time.
Throw me the bookie.
Stop talking.
Buddy really thought this was going to be like his Joker moment. I bet he thought that line went really hard. Or maybe he really does recognize that the world is a better place with him locked away, because he is begging the judge to just throw the book at him. Buddy stares right down the pipe on the camera, so I'm guessing he wanted to make like a famous moment for himself out of all of this. He looks like Charles Manson if he had a Funko Pop addiction.
Charging documents lay out how prosecutors say a man, quote, terrorized, frightened, and intimidated one of the country's most popular athletes. Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark. Michael Lewis faces a felony stalking charge after allegedly traveling to Indianapolis to be near her.
Now, Mr. Looney Lewis was sending threatening and sexual messages to Caitlin Clark on Twitter, mainly. And the messages, well, at least some of them, are still there. Like, some of the tweets are still there. It's a ton. He very much was infatuated with her, obsessed, and even traveled to Indianapolis to be close to her. Very dangerous, unhinged shit. His most recent messages are kind of nonsensical gibberish, though I can make out the first one there, which is "you buyin'." Very much sounds like the Resident Evil 4 weapons merchant. But the one after that, "you be coffalogopus," okay? Don't know what the fuck that is. He must have just flopped his meat on the keyboard and just hit enter. That is actual nothingness. And then as you continue to scroll through his tweets, they become a little more lucid, and they are almost always directed at Caitlin Clark, directly to her, except for these two right there, where I guess he was arguing with someone. And then it's right back onto his life's mission of being in this imaginary relationship with Caitlin Clark. This is the people you're arguing with on Twitter, by the way. Assuming they're not just bots, which a lot of the platform is. The actual flesh, blood, and cringe that are just constantly fighting on Twitter like professional tweeters. This is what they look like in real life, by the way. Anyway, though, if you just scroll through his fucking Twitter, it's nothing but him talking about being with Caitlin Clark. He also has this fixation on making out. He constantly mentions, "You want to make out with me? When are we making out? Hey, let's start making out." He speaks as though the only thing he's ever watched in his life is Degrassi, and now he's under the impression that that's how people talk to one another. It's so odd. It's so weird. It just goes on and on and on. Like, these are all from the same day. Do you even like to make out? And the one before that is, once again, no spaces. Your puss needs a real good pounding. You're not into like, it's just, it's absolute insanity. He is very clearly a textbook definition of a dangerous stalker. He even went to her area to be near her. And I'm absolutely shocked that the authorities did something. They don't usually take stalking super seriously, but in this case, he's getting charged. They apprehended him, and it looks like they are going to throw the bookie at him, as he said, which I think is great. They may have just saved her life, because these kind of people, they snap. We've seen this shit happen tons and tons of times. And how many stories have we, like on the channel, gone over where stalkers weren't taken seriously and then something really bad happened, and then all of a sudden the most preventable tragedy ever unfolds. So I'm happy to see they're actually doing something about this.
Police say he admitted it is a, quote, imaginary relationship, with dozens of posts on X directly tagging Clark, including a number of threatening and sexually explicit messages, according to prosecutors, even posting after an initial encounter with police. An attorney for Lewis hasn't been listed online.
I'm going to make a bold prediction. Usually I'm wrong, but in this case, I feel very confident. I think he's going to represent himself. I'm very certain of it. I think he's going to waive his right to an attorney and say, fuck it, we'll do it live, and he's going to do it himself. That's my prediction. We'll see how it unfolds, but I just wanted to lock that one in, so if it happens, I look like a goddamn prophet for it. Now, even outside of that short video clip, it doesn't seem the rest of the proceeding was a slam dunk for him. It was clear from just that short 30 seconds the judge was already really fed up with that behavior. But he continued to have other outbursts. He even contradicted himself, claiming that the prosecutors got the wrong guy because they didn't attach Junior to his name. Overall, he just wasn't treating it very seriously, even though he could face up to like 6 years in jail from what I was reading. But he just doesn't seem to give a fuck. So he's from Texas and apparently lives in his vehicle, drove it to Indianapolis, and was arrested at a hotel in Indianapolis after posting the messages and saying things like, "Getting tickets, I'm sitting behind the bench." And then he even makes this tweet here, which references that they are actively coming for him. They said I was sending threatening texts, but the only thought on my mind was, Caitlin! Caps lock. Interestingly enough, I went to the first tweet from Michael Lewis, and it's from January 7th. So he hasn't really been doing this for all that long, but every single tweet since January 7th, all 887 of them, pretty much, are directed to Caitlin Clark. So his first one, no greater love than to lay down your life, ... So he's a relatively new stalker. He's still in his rookie season here. He's been doing it for about 2 weeks, and it was so egregious that authorities are actually acting on it, which is a good thing. I also think there's a chance that this isn't his first time stalking. After going through so many of his tweets, I feel like he's probably done this to others, but not on this account. I feel like he probably makes accounts like this. The name of this account is RacerX2031. That's an Xbox Live generated gamer tag, basically. That's fucking nothing. So I bet he probably makes specific accounts for the sole purpose of stalking individuals, and this one was for Caitlin Clark, his most recent obsession. But I just get the feeling he's definitely done this in the past, too. That's just a hunch, though. Either way, really good news that he has been taken in by authorities. Fucking weirdo stalker. It's really about it. So yeah. In life, there's always going to need to be things that you need to fix or replace. You're going to eventually need to change the oil in your car. Your favorite pen will run out of ink and you'll need to get new ink or a new pen. All the food in your house will either expire and you'll throw it out, or you'll eat it all. You gluttonous monster, learn photosynthesis like a real man. But there's one thing that absolutely needs some fixing that often gets neglected and not spoken about as much, but it's equally as important as everything else. Your tailbone. Tailbones only have a certain amount of mileage on them before they need a little sprucing up, spritzing a little WD-40 on them so they can keep running well. And that's where tailbone adjustments come into play, a crucial component of overall health and wellness recommended by every scientific expert under the sun. I'm sure all of you know oodles about tailbone adjustments. They're a standard procedure. And recently, a video has been popping up all over the place with people making fun of just a good old-fashioned tailbone adjustment, and well, I tell you, sports fans, I found it sickening. You know, yes, a tailbone adjustment may not be the prettiest thing in the world, but sometimes the most important jobs are the dirtiest. I wish there wasn't music in here so we could hear more of the action, because that noise that briefly broke through the music that sounded like the Ed Eddy crashing sound effect, like a fucking explosion of carnage, I am curious what that was. So, this is a tailbone adjustment, and based on the little bit of research I did, it's something chiropractors do occasionally with coccyx manipulation. Though I don't think she's necessarily using textbook protocol here. This isn't the technique that I've seen the others employ. She's just fingering his asshole and nothing else. She's in there, like, putting a whole thumb in there. It almost looked like she was going to go work him like a fucking puppet, like a ventriloquist act, where she was going to shove her whole hand up his ass. I also just can't comprehend how this guy is being such a brave warrior about this, because his butthole's getting tickled. Like, how is he not squirming, going, oh, like, how is that, like, how is he able to just sit still during all of that? That has to be remarkably uncomfortable and downright painful, the way that she's, like, pushing on it, and she's, like, slapping up on it a little bit, too. Like, that's gotta hurt a lot. It's like she was trying to break a fucking dry spaghetti noodle with his tailbone here.
Body ko relax muna, time ni ganna.
This is actually the maneuver Naruto used with the 1,000 Years of Death. So she's just getting in there with one of these the whole time. Now, of course, she's also at risk here, too. She's in the splash zone of a fart. So this is dangerous to both parties, no doubt. But I just cannot get over what she's even trying to accomplish here. She also does, like, this flourish with her hand, like it's a magic trick or something. So she's doing this over his butthole. Maybe there was a little bit of flatulence there and she was wafting it away from her workspace. I also feel like the last thing being manipulated during this procedure is his tailbone. It seems like most of the business is going right into the ass crack and nowhere else. Like, I feel like he comes in there saying, like, hey, it kind of hurts when I sit a little bit. She bends him over and then just starts like fucking speed bagging in his anus. And he's like, what the fuck? How is this helping my sitting problem? All it's doing is shoving my pants and boxers into my colon. I can sense his relief from here. Nothing quite like getting your tailbone cranked on. Man was taking some brutal back shots to the spine there. That was rough. It doesn't seem to be a super common thing chiropractors will offer, because I've only seen a handful of videos with it, and I'd like to share a couple of them with you because they're very interesting.
Let's.
Now, in this tailbone adjustment, there's more questions than answers. Why is there a towel draped over the patient's tuchus this time around? Is this a tool they use if the patient is at high risk for shitting? Were they a potential poop hazard, so they threw the towel down for an extra layer of security? But wouldn't then that also diminish the ability to adjust the tailbone? In fact, I would argue that it increases the risk of injury to the patient, because now, in order to breach the towel, the pants, and the undergarments, you will need to exert even more force onto the tailbone, so that you're putting even more pressure there, which I feel like could make it more likely to injure them. Now, of course, looking at the angle of attack here, the angle of azimuth, it doesn't seem like they're going directly on the tailbone. It looks more like they're trying to, like, surprise attack it, like with a pincer maneuver with 2 fingers, where they're going, like, they're riding up the chocolate starfish and then kind of flanking the tailbone almost. So I guess maybe if they're just putting more pressure on that, it wouldn't be as painful or, like, risk injury. I don't know. There's so many things I don't quite understand about the elaborate art of tailbone adjustments.
Facilidad.
It looks like they're trying to use a car jack in the ass. It's like when you're trying to fish something out of the drain that just fell down the sink or something. Is this really the only way? Is there nothing more effective? Also, this patient's nearly bare ass. They're in their boxers here. So what dictates what clothes will be appropriate when getting into the butt tickling? You know what I mean? Why is this patient in their boxers, but the first patient was in just pants, and the second patient in pants plus a towel on top? So, like, what really drives that decision?
Beide Beine gleichzeitig hochheben, richtig gestreckt und richtig halten. Zusammendrücken noch, alle zusammen, genau.
My brother, that wasn't her tailbone cracking, that's a toot. She broke wind. Which I think is totally normal given the position here of a tailbone adjustment. But this was a very different technique. So this one didn't deal with any kind of fingers and any orifices here. This time he spread her legs like a Thanksgiving turkey and then just pushed them to the side, I guess, for the tailbone adjustment relief stuff. I don't know. It seems like there's a big discrepancy between what techniques are used by what chiropractors. I don't really know. All I know is, probably doesn't feel that good. I don't think there's a whole lot of relief that comes from a tailbone adjustment visit. You probably go there with a little tailbone pain, and you walk out waddling because your ass has just been violated. Like, that's... I feel like you're gonna leave with more problems than you arrived there with. But, you know, maybe that's just spoken like a non-believer that hasn't had his tailbone worked on, you know what I mean? And I don't think I'm gonna be rushing out there to book a tailbone adjustment appointment anytime soon. Don't really want to do that. If I ever wanted to have a finger in my butt, I'd just do it myself. I mean, I can do that. I don't want to, though. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because I saw the video being thrown around all over the place and I was giggling about it, so yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. I know that the lighting right now doesn't look very good. I've been told that it looks like I'm about to tell scary stories around a campfire. And I agree, like, it looks like I'm in some kind of CIA black site off the books that's about to interview a terrorist. And I solved that problem by getting this light. See? Now it's just holly jolly ambiance. But I'm gonna turn that light off because I am gonna tell you a scary story. I have been deep in the rabbit hole on stream of looking at the world's worst cuisine, like the weirdest dishes in the world, and I've recently stumbled across two that I don't know if they can be topped or not. Like, there are so many food dishes from around the world that use piss and shit as a primary ingredient in the concoction. The chemical X in the Powerpuff Girls formula here. But not only do they just use human pee and poo-poo, for some reason, they specifically use piss and shit from children. And they even have, like, age specifications. So one of them that we were talking about on stream was virgin boy eggs. The blueprint to this monstrosity is not complicated. It's about as simple as it gets. 2 ingredients. Egg, pee. Except the pisser has to be a child under the age of 10 for some reason. Can't find any explanation on why it has to be a kid's pee, only that it's been a tradition in the area for hundreds of years. I don't know what would happen if you tried to pull a fast one on him with a prank and you used, like, a 30-year-old man's piss. I don't know if they'd just be, like, bodies in the streets, like, it'd be poison. Like, oh, fuck! It's 30-year-old man piss! Or what would happen? It's just, that's the tradition, and it's so odd. They collect the piss from local schools. And then the other one we dove in on came from South Korea. It's a rice wine made with poop from 4 to 7-year-olds specifically. It's shit wine. And Vice actually has an old documentary on this from 10 years ago, before Vice itself went to shit. I have just been fascinated by these outrageous foods, and I just wanted to show you a little bit of the research we've done on stream. Granted, it's not much, and I promise you, I will never try these foods, so don't even bother asking. You couldn't pay me enough money to eat piss eggs and drink poop wine. I couldn't do that under any circumstances. Real quick, Kopi Luwak is a coffee that consists of partially digested coffee cherries which have been eaten and defecated by the Asian palm civet. The cherries are fermented as they pass through the civet's intestines, and after being defecated with other fecal matter, they're collected. I did hear about poop coffee, but apparently this one's like not dangerous though. This is like a real like luxury coffee or something. What about Chinese urine eggs? What is a urine egg? Hold on. I really want to see the banned foods real quick, but now these are really interesting. A urine egg? Urine-soaked eggs, also known as virgin boy eggs. What? This is... What? The dish is prepared by soaking eggs in the urine of young boys. The mixture is then heated over the stove, and after boiling, the entire surface of the eggshells are cracked and placed back into the urine. The used urine is then replaced with fresh urine, and the process is repeated. Also, why does it have to be young boy pee-pee? You could just take any piss, right? No, you've ruined my egg. This is 30-year-old man piss. Oh my god! I would never eat old man urine egg. A spring taste treat in China City. Basins and bucket of boys' urine are collected from primary school toy. Oh my god! Oh! What? What is this? This whole paragraph. It's the key ingredient in virgin boy eggs, a local tradition of soaking and cooking eggs in the urine of young boys, preferably below the age of 10. There's no good explanation for why it has to be boy urine, just that it has been so for centuries. The scent of these eggs being cooked in pots of urine is unmistakable as people pass the mini street vendors in the Dongyang who sell it, claiming it has remarkable health properties. Ugh! They scoop piss out of public school toilets and soak eggs in it. The schools allow it and encourage it. Hot take. If there was a restaurant that was coming to my house knocking on the door saying, Charles, we'd like to buy your urine from the toilet, I'd say, hey, you're welcome to it. Just give me a good premium. I'm not using it. I was just going to flush that to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you're going to pay me for it, take my pee. I see why schools would be okay with it, because they make money off piss. If you eat this, you will not get heat stroke. These eggs are cooked in urine. These eggs cooked in urine are fragrant. So this guy owns one of the more popular virgin boy egg stalls. They're good for your health. Our family has them for every meal. In Dongyang, every family likes eating them. It takes nearly an entire day to make these unique eggs, starting off by soaking and boiling raw eggs in a pot of urine. After that, the shells of the hard-boiled eggs are cracked and continue to simmer in urine for hours. Vendors have to keep pouring urine into the pot and controlling the fire to keep the eggs from being overheated or overcooked. How would eating a piss egg stop you from getting heat stroke? This is some crazy nonsense. What's the price? I'm not sure here. He says he's been making the snack popular due to its fresh and salty taste for more than 20 years and goes for 24 cents. A little more than twice the price of the regular eggs he also sells. Many Dongyang residents, young and old, said they believed in the tradition passed on by ancestors that eggs decrease body heat, promote better blood circulation, and just generally reinvigorate the body. By eating these eggs, we will not have any pain in our waist, legs, and joints. Also, you'll have more energy when you work. It's just... like, that's... I'm running out of words for it. I'm running out of words for it. It's just... It's actual insanity. It's just insanity. That lady on My Strange Addiction drank pee to help with joint pain, too. I know, it's not... What's crazy... What's even crazier is that it's not exclusive to just piss eggs. There are people in the US that believe drinking urine is really good for you and has a host of health benefits like joint pain, inflammation, and that lady also did eye drops for piss. So she'd take the cup of piss and put it directly on her eyeball because she thought it would help with her vision and eye health. I bet R. Kelly thinks these eggs slap. Oh, true, he's probably requesting them in prison right now. But not everyone is a fan. You don't say. Chinese medical experts gave mixed review about the health benefits of the practice, with some warning about sanitary issues surrounding the use of urine to cook eggs. And some Dongyang residents also said they hated the eggs. We have this tradition in Dongyang that these eggs are good for our health and that it would help prevent things like getting a cold. I don't believe in all this, so I do not eat them. Smart. Very smart. Also, I'm a little concerned that the Chinese medical experts gave mixed reviews instead of overwhelmingly scolding the practice. He also covered that video about the fitness guy who drank it all the time. Yep, that was the health guru who fermented his piss and then used it as a sunscreen. I don't know how people start believing in pee. I'll just say it. I don't know. Like, I understand how, like, as cavemen, we would see pee as, like, a last-ditch resort for things like maybe cooking or some kind of lotion, perhaps. Like, I can see that. But in the modern day and age, I don't know how anyone looks at piss as like an actual, real, usable thing for health benefits. Like, it doesn't compute. I don't know how we get there. Urine hater. I will say, as I am indeed a urine non-believer. I don't believe in ingesting of urine. Tong Sol is Korean wine with child feces. It's a traditional Korean medicine with 9% alcohol content and the poop of a human child between 4 and 7 years old that's refrigerated. Why? Oh, there's a documentary on it. Does it show any poop? Oh, yeah, there's just poop here. Yep, he's just showing a whole fucking little turd that he refrigerates for 3 to 4 days. Girl made her dad beat up a homeless boy? What? What? Alright, job interview, all looking good. Hopefully some crazy woman doesn't have her dad beat me up for some reason. That would suck. Great. That'd ruin the whole day.
You out here scaring my daughter with a gun?
What?
You done mess with
3 hours?
I'm sorry.
More like 3 seconds. What do you mean?
Trouble,
how?
I'm here now.
This guy...
Again, I promise.
So he just overslept.
Is something...
You had your dad grab my shirt once.
I know I don't look the best. I've been living on the street since...
Oh, just throw up one of these and then Fortnite dance on her. Oh, that'll jog her memory. Let's go, Darius. This is your chance. Power move it. Yes, you can go from janitor to owner of a multi-million-dollar company in a year. I've seen it happen all the time. I don't know why you're questioning that. I mean, this was a pretty extreme example of that, where a girl randomly decided to have her retired police officer father beat up a homeless man. For no reason. I don't know how often that happens. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it happens quite a bit. Husband leaves wife for helping homeless classmate. Honey, I can't do this anymore. You helped a homeless man. You're tainted. You're filthy now. We're done. Get the fuck out of here. And take the homeless man with you. Yeah, I'm learning, baby. Wife finds out husband has weird addiction. No, it's not a fucking addiction, god damn it. I just like diapers. What? This is gonna be a pornography addiction, I'm calling it now. Or like a foot fetish addiction or something.
Are you hiding something?
No, what would give you that idea?
No, of course not.
No, what? I always hold my computer like that.
Why?
No! Oh god.
Oh my God. Carl!
What? They're just...
You're supposed to be at work.
No, it's not porn. What do you... It's like... It's called hentai, first of all.
Am I not good?
Work.
Fuck, my watch has internet. Oh god, no. No! No! I'm googling titties again! No!
Are you ready to go to the
Oh, this is... Okay, this is different than just watching porn. His wife was hiding in the trunk the whole time.
I want your services. Oh my god. Where did you come from? Look, this is not what it looks like at all.
I was standing outside the car. I heard everything.
How? You were standing outside the car and Carl didn't see you?
And you stopped yourself.
It took a lot of strength.
And I have more faith in you, and somehow I can trust you more.
How do you know this is the only, like, fuck appointment that he scheduled, though? This could be like his 100th one for all you know. This should make you trust him a lot less, considering that he went through the, like, steps of getting prostitution, right? It shows that he knows where to find prostitutes, and it shows that he has no problem going to meet them. Just because he turned one away doesn't mean that he... Hey, who am I to poke holes in it? Today, a Kickstarter project was launched as well as a trailer dropping about the final years of Stan Lee's life and the elder abuse he was allegedly victim of. It's a subject I've talked about from time to time on the channel. A few years ago, I even made a video covering the exploitation of his legacy for the sake of shilling NFTs. That one was particularly evil, basically saying, you gotta put all your money into these NFTs. It's what Stan Lee would have wanted. Excelsior, am I right? You don't want to disappoint Stan Lee. Get our NFTs. It's shameful. And there were allegations of elder abuse in the later life of Stan Lee for a long time. And now today, this documentary has popped up from someone named John Bolerjack, who is a former assistant to Stan Lee, who's claiming he's had tons and tons of video evidence and footage of numerous times Stan Lee was taken advantage of, and now he's putting it all together for this documentary called Stan Lee: The Final Chapter, and he's launched a Kickstarter campaign looking for $300,000 to finish it. I'm going to go ahead and give you my thoughts right off rip before we even get into the trailer, as well as like a clip that dropped from it. To me, that feels really exploitative as well. You're telling me you've had this footage for years, incriminating evidence of Stan Lee being taken advantage of, and instead of releasing it throughout the years to spread the word about the injustice he faced or giving it to authorities about potential elder abuse, you've instead just sat on it, keegling it until now, compiling it into this documentary that you're now looking for $300,000 to finish to pay for things like casting, wardrobe, hair and makeup, music composition, a soundstage space, visual effects, like, what the fuck? If the goal is justice for Stan Lee, this feels highly unnecessary. I don't think you need a visual effects department on standby to cook up some CGI for it, you know? Like, you don't need Blur Animation Studio on the horn to do some kind of 3D render of like a reenactment scene or something. If you've got all of this incriminating evidence, it feels a little weird to be asking $300,000 from people to crowdfund a pretty bow to put on all of this and like elevate it to like a Hollywood production where they want a set constructor, like they want to build a set, like I don't know if they want to like recreate Stan Lee's home 1-to-1 or something, or you know, as well as like a sound stage, like like you refuse to release the footage unless everything, like all the testimonials can be filmed on like a Blackmagic Pro 45K camera or something. Like I don't really understand it. To me, feels like it's also capitalizing off of Stan Lee's name, but this time from a different angle where it's highlighting all of the other people who also exploited Stan Lee in a different way. I'll show you the trailer, and you can obviously form your own fucking thoughts on it, but there's a couple things I want to talk about as well as showing you that clip that dropped.
My name is John Bolerjack, and for the last 4 years of Stan Lee's life, I was his assistant, his confidant, but most importantly, his friend. I traveled the world with him, witnessing firsthand the incredible highs of his legendary career, but also the heartbreaking lows.
John Bolerjack was someone that was close to Stan Lee, and he has filmed a ton of things around him and the people around him as well. So a lot of the footage is basically showcasing how people interacted with Stan Lee, those closest to him, and how they viewed him as kind of like a tool to make money off of. I'll play the rest of the trailer in a moment, but I want to show you this clip because I think this clip is a really interesting look at not only John, but a lot of what Stan Lee was subjected to.
Thank you very much, sir.
Now, are you ready to give a riveting speech? You're gonna change lives.
I thought I was finished with that. What do I have to do now?
It's never over.
I'm not on the crazy pills, right? Like, I'm not boofing stupid potion, right? That's John Bolerjack that's saying that to him. You can see his hair, his voice is the same. That's John. And he's the one telling him that it's never over. Like, John, I'm assuming he was trying to be, like, sarcastic there, but John, even at the time, was privy to Stan Lee being taken advantage of, but just sat by and let it continue and let all of those people around him continue to exploit him. To me, it feels really weird. You've got all of this footage, you are aware of these things happening where he's being taken advantage of, and instead of sharing that footage at the time or contacting someone to try and help, he just lets it persist and then holds on to this footage for years after his death. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to me. Like, it feels off. And he also has something else that I found pretty mean-spirited to say to Stan at the end of this clip.
You what? I said I thought I was finished, but apparently I'm not.
No. Once we're done, we'll get out of here.
Now what do I do here?
Same thing, talk about you. We'll make some new questions.
But I don't have the...
Yes, you will. Yes.
Yeah. Do you not want to have the mic on? How do I turn on and off? I can control that.
You get your money's worth out of me.
Every single penny.
Penny, like 5 pennies.
So this guy telling Stan Lee what he's going to do, even without Stan Lee really knowing and really wanting to, he is still pushing Stan Lee to do it. And then Stan Lee says, you get your money's worth out of me. And he says, every penny. And then John Bolerjack comes in and says, pennies, like 5 pennies. That's just kind of mean. Like, I don't know what the joke was supposed to be there. I don't know why he would come in at the end and say that on the back of that after we just watched Stan Lee get pushed to do something he wasn't aware of and not wanting to do by somebody who's basically controlling his appearance here. It just rubs me the wrong way.
Stan spent his final years enduring mistreatment, manipulation, and betrayal at the hands of a few very bad actors.
Is there any way to get us out of that San Francisco thing? What do you feel we gotta do it?
Gotta do it.
At the time, I didn't have the power to stop it, but I did have a camera and I filmed everything.
Whoa, watch out!
It's extremely sad watching this. Elder abuse is a fucking horrid thing. And John claims that at the time he didn't have the power to stop it, but he had a camera, so he filmed everything. Well, you were compiling evidence. You could have submitted that evidence to authorities, and there's a very real chance nothing would have come from it. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of, like, really evil people that would have been able to squeak their way out of it, but you still would have tried. Like, you did have the ability to have this footage come to light. You could have released this footage yourself online. Like, there were a ton of options with this footage outside of just now bringing it to the public's attention while asking for money to finish a movie around that footage. Like, I understand there have been many cases where a documentary has been instrumental in justice for whatever case it's been covering, but I just can't understand why during all of the discussions around is Stan Lee being abused by the people closest to him, like there was even a lawsuit about elder abuse and Stan Lee, during all of this, and it did get a ton of attention, why John Bolerjack with his footage wouldn't have come forward to contribute to that discussion with evidence that, yes, Stan Lee is being taken advantage of. Yes, there are people close to Stan Lee doing things that he doesn't want to do or know that he's doing. Like, I don't understand why back then, with all of the footage he had, he wouldn't have spoke up during those times. It just feels weird. that he's had it for so long and is now just bringing it to the public during a Kickstarter pitch.
Now I'm asking for your help to finish the film and finally get justice for Stan. This documentary includes first-hand accounts from key witnesses, including comic book legends like Rob Liefeld and Roy Thomas, as well as many others who saw the chaos and unethical acts. This isn't speculation, it's all on camera. Undeniable.
This is old Stan Lee coming at you. No, you're not old.
Irrefutable.
I thought I was finished, but apparently I'm not.
No ambiguity.
I think it's pretty clear from industry veterans that have talked about it to the footage that already exists outside of this documentary, since this hasn't released, so we don't know all the footage in it, that we can say with a pretty high level of confidence Stan Lee was taken advantage of in the later years of his life by tons of people around him. I think that much is pretty clear, in my opinion, and I have no doubt that whatever footage John has here will be really helpful in holding a lot of those evil assholes that were exploiting him accountable. Like, I'm hoping that there will be a lot of good that comes from it. But this approach of just squatting on the footage for many years and then only like bringing it out if enough money is given to finish the film is very off-putting. And like looking at the Kickstarter rewards feels really weird too. Let me just hold your hand through what $50 gets you in the project. A stunning photo comic capturing rare, candid moments of Stan Lee like you've never seen before. Shot by filmmaker Jonathan Boulderjack, this collection offers an intimate look at the legend's life beyond the spotlight. Featuring 11 different covers, each showcasing a hand-picked image curated by its respective sponsor. Every book comes signed by Boulderjack, making it a must-have for true fans of Stan and his legacy. What? So each copy is signed by John, which means it's a must-have if you love Stan Lee. Where have we heard that nomenclature before? Spoiler alert, it's the NFTs that were shilled on Stan Lee's Twitter page a few years back. There are so many reward tiers here, more than I've ever seen in a Kickstarter project. I shit you not, I think there's close to like 40 or 50 different reward tiers. It's crazy. Like, here's one for $500 where you get basically a CGC slabbed Stan Lee image. Like, it seems like the reward system is all about incentivizing collectors. Like, every reward tier has some kind of element that hypes up the collecting appeal of the reward tier for the Kickstarter. Like, it's very, again, weird. Here's another option for $500 tier where you can get a tour through Los Angeles with John, where you'll visit places where bribes were offered, schemes were plotted, and millions went missing, stories that have never been told till now. What? So he'll take you on a tour of places where Stan Lee was exploited for $500. He'll take you on the Los Angeles tour of Stan Lee being taken advantage of. I just don't know how that can be perceived as anything other than slimy. It's basically reducing the elder abuse Stan Lee suffered to a tour for you to go on for $500 with this guy who's treating it like it's some kind of like attraction. It's just so not okay, I feel. For $8,000, you get an invite to the Emmys and the Governor's Ball. All right. It goes on and on. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, 40 different reward tiers is an understatement. I think there's probably closer to like 60 or 70 different tiers of Kickstarter rewards here.
With your help, we can finish the film, expose the truth, and give Stan the justice he deserves.
As I mentioned, this footage that he has most likely will showcase a lot of the horrible things people have done to Stan Lee, and many times he was taken advantage of. But I don't feel like the goal of this film is to get justice for Stan Lee. It looks very different when you actually go through the page, all the rewards, all of the things that the money is going towards, and also when you remember the fact that he's had this footage for so long and is now just bringing it out for a Kickstarter pitch. I find it very weird. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about it. That's it. See ya. I've seen a lot of gross videos on the internet. Usually nothing phases me. And I know that's a cliche a lot of people toss around, like some kind of hardened, seasoned warrior of internet usage, like, nothing gets under my skin or gives me the heebie-jeebies anymore. Been around too long. And then light up a fucking cigar or something. Like, I know a lot of people say that, but it's just very rare that I find a video that actually unnerves me. And a couple days ago, I found one of those rare cases where a video actually is just so yucky that it put, like, the fear of God back in me when it came to, like, internet gross-out content. And it wasn't, like, a planned shock video. We're not talking about, like, you know, Goatsy, Lemon Party, or any of the classics or anything, or New Age shock videos. What it was a man in Paris set up cups around a location that people were using to publicly urinate. And the cups people would go up and pee in. And then he would scoot in there like a thief in the night, take the cup, drink it, and set it back down and waddle away waiting for more people to fill his goblet. And then once it was filled with more strangers' piss, he'd come right back in and claim his prize once more. It is so foul. It is revolting. I'm not going to show you the video itself because I'm sure that would be a terms of service violation on YouTube. It is very clearly sexual. There's no way this guy is drinking strangers' piss for nutritional benefits or because it tastes yummy. It is very much some kind of unreal fetish that I've never even heard of just drinking strangers' pee-pee. But I'll show you what he looks like. So this is the Tinkle Goblin, and he's got multiple cups set up waiting for people to fill it with piss. And I'll show you him about to claim his trophy. This is him approaching the cup in one of the videos here. And he drinks pretty much all of it because he doesn't want to waste any of that sweet nectar that he works so hard to collect here in his cup. In the video, you can see two men pissing into that cup at the same time. They are turbocharging it. Like, it is actual urine. It's not like some kind of staged video. This isn't like a fake CGI experiment or anything, I don't think. It's all one continuous shot from a guy that is just filming from inside of the building and catching this guy in the act, drinking strangers' urine. He sets up these, like, booby traps for piss, so that way he can drink it. It's so weird and gross. I don't even really understand why it's so disgusting to me. I've definitely seen objectively more disturbing and gross videos, but there's something about the repeated nature of him doing this and the idea that he does this often. Because, like I mentioned, in this video there is, once again, another cup that he has strategically placed to catch more piss, but that one's empty, so he must have already had his fill. But, like, it might be more than just these two cups. He might have cups all around the city. He could be like a Batman tier villain who's trying to suck Gotham dry of their piss. Like, it's just so bafflingly weird and gross to watch him drink all of it after watching the men piss into the cup. It's strange. It's just so odd. I'll show you clips where I talked about it on stream with chat, and we just kind of went over it for a little while. Again, don't show any of the clips of it because I do think it would be a violation of the rules too, but man, is it wild. You see about the guy in Paris stealing strangers' pee to drink? That is actually shocking that you mentioned that because I still have that video pulled up in a tab. It is one of the most bafflingly disgusting videos I have ever watched in my life. Like, it's on the same level as, like, my initial impression of Two Girls, One Cup. Like, the emotions I felt watching that for the first time, I felt again when I watched this video a few days ago. It's so gross. And there's a cup that's filled with fluid. And some old guy walks up to it, fucking chugs it, like literally just skulls this bitch, drinking all of the stranger's piss, and puts it back down as like this communal urinal, and then he walks away. So I believe this guy sets a cup down in a position where people will like piss in it, like if they have to publicly urinate, and he collects it all in this chalice, and then he goes and collects it every now and then to drink. It's so wild. Like, someone like that exists. Not only do they exist, but they're part of the same species as the rest of us. Like, I don't know what has to go wrong in someone's brain to lead to that. Also, in the video, there are people that are visibly peeing into the cup. I totally forgot about that in the beginning. There's two guys that are crossing streams on the cup, like the Ghostbusters with their proton beams. So two dudes are literally pissing in the cup right when the video starts. And then about a minute later, the old guy walks over, he's got a plastic bag, he reaches down, he picks up the cup, and he just fucking goes to town. He just goes to town. Sets it back down, walks away. And I imagine, if you haven't seen this video, I bet you have a mental image of what this guy looks like in your head. And I bet you are right on the money with what he actually looks like. He looks like a piss drinker. You look like the piss boy. Well, I mean, like, he actually just does, though. Like, he looks like he's just up to no good at all times. What's even weirder, though, is that this whole area seems like it's a designated piss pot. Because there's also another guy who's near the cup but not on it that's just urinating too. And it's just in public. Is that not like a crime or something in Paris? Public urination? You know it had to be sexual. It is. It is very clearly sexual. No one's drinking strangers' urine for the flavor or fun. This is some kind of weird fetish. Can't find the video. What's it called? So it's on Reddit. It's called "Man Sets Up Cups for People to Piss in and Drinks Them." Is it possibly fake? It'd be quite a wild fake, because it's a continuous shot here. From the men peeing in the cup to the man walking over to the cup and drinking it. That would be a pretty impressive fake. And it'd be a weird thing to fake, because they get actually nothing out of it. People don't usually piss in the street like that. This video was taken during one of the biggest public protests in 50 years. Oh, is that why there's so many people here urinating on this building? I guess that would make more sense. So he's getting angry pee. Maybe this is part of his protest. I'm gonna keep drinking urine until you revert the retirement age changes. And you can't stop me. I'm gonna keep doing it. You better change your ways. But here, I'll bring this part down. This shouldn't be toss. So this is him leaving the scene of the crime there. But you can see all, like, the piss drivel streaks everywhere. It's, oh my god, it's so fucking revolting. It's so bad. I wonder how many bait cups he has scattered throughout the area, because this is probably not his only spot. He's probably dropped cups in all of, like, the hot spot corners of public urination. So that's where he's running to right now to go claim his prize from another area. He's like a fisherman with, like, lobster pots, so he's going to collect his his haul. The guy filming it showed an empty one under the window. No, that was that one, I'm pretty sure. It was just before the other two guys came in and defiled it. Well, not even defiled it, it's exactly what he looked for. Fed him. Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Nice. That's cool. No, that's the shit cup. Oh, yeah, maybe. Maybe the one in the corner over there was for pee and the other one's for poop. Right. You might be onto something. Like a rain catcher. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Now it's all coming together. Now he doesn't even seem crazy anymore. No, this isn't a custom player-created wrestler in a WWE game. This is a real human being about to do some real stupid shit.
Alright, first time ever, we're gonna try to slay one of these giant buffalo with this katana cold steel machete.
That's right, this is the Buck Medley, masculinity's apotheosis, evolution's greatest achievement, the eater and breather of testosterone, and he's out here using that beautiful cold steel katana machete to suck some asshole and stab some fish, and he's all out of asshole sucking.
Just out from cold steel, shape of a katana, excellent killing sword. We're going to try to get out in this buffalo swarm and see if we can stab a giant buffalo with this katana cold steel machete.
Now, the man's not doing a great job of explaining exactly what he's trying to catch out here. It's not the buffalo you're thinking of, it's an ichthyobus, which is known as a buffalo fish. He's not coming out here and slaying special ops buffaloes that are snorkeling in the stream. It is indeed fish.
First time ever been done. Let's see what happens.
Shit, I can't imagine why this would be the first time it's ever been attempted. It can't be because it's a stupid fucking idea. No, that just wouldn't make any sense. What an achievement being the first one to try and hunt fish with a katana. That's definitely a merit that needs to make its way onto this guy's Tinder bio. The pussy will just not stop flooding in. So now the video is 2 minutes of uninterrupted nothing, just this fucking imbecile standing in the river looking like the product of a Dragon Ball Z fusion between a soccer mom in her midlife crisis and a Neanderthal. Now this is an important point I need to make. He does actually catch a fish, spoiler alert. I expected it to be a stuffed fish as some type of publicity stunt or something, as maybe a joke, since this is from the Cold Steel YouTube channel officially. But no, he actually does kill a fish with the katana here to try and sell this product as some type of hunting tool or a fishing device, I guess. I don't understand the logic behind this demonstration. Shit, hey, sorry boys, it looks like I forgot my fishing rod, but luckily I remembered to pack my Cold Steel katana machete. I never leave home without it. I'll use this instead. It's just downright fucking stupid, ridiculous, and sick. Now we approach the climax of this Avengers movie and his beautiful hair flowing in the wind fresh from the salon. He catches a whiff of something and he strikes. He just fucking lunges with the same furiosity as a child throwing a 6-pound bowling ball down the lane. Congratulations, inbred Flintstone, you caught one. I really wish the water had swept him away. That poor fucking fish got attacked by the one thing it could have never expected. The one weapon it could have never properly trained against. A fucking katana wielded by Dog the Bounty Hunter's anime-loving little brother. I'm stopping the video here. It goes on, but it's just him disrespecting the fish he just stabbed. He does everything shy of fucking teabagging the fish like a Halo kill. It's just insulting, and it's disturbing to watch, really. And Cold Steel should really be ashamed of this video that they posted so proudly. Just a fucking stupid video all around with stupid people in it. Buck Medley probably tries to stab clouds to prevent the rain. But yeah, I mean, that's it. See ya.